Yes, people. Big games, big opinions, nothing else back. Welcome to the Football Talk Shop. I'm your co-host, Akbos, and I've got my brother, the Aussie Gooner, with me on this one because this is a massive one. Steve, my brother, how are you doing, brother?
Bro, I'm doing good. I mean, look, life is what it is, but that game, I'm doing good. I'm doing real good. Close to the top, bro. How you doing, man? How you going? How you going? How's the chat going? How's everyone going? And before you guys tell us how you're going, like, share, notification bells, hit that thing. Hit that thing. Please hit that thing. Yeah? Oh, how you feeling? How you feeling right now, boss? I'm feeling good. How
I'm
you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good, brother. I'm still gassed from the massive win. So shout out to everybody who are watching right now, whether you're watching from the Aussie Gooners channel or you're watching from the Football Talk Shop, because this is a collaborative one that is streaming to both our channels at the same time. So if you've not subscribed or you already, whichever channel you're watching this from, Football Talk Shop, Aussie Gooner, if you've not subscribed already, hit that subscribe button and also, leave us a like, leave us a comment. What are your thoughts with respect to the game? But like you asked, brother, I'm feeling excited. I think that was a massive game for us. That was a must-win game. That was a game we needed to get all 3 points, and we moved every mountain, we moved every stone to make sure we achieved that goal and objective. But what are your thoughts, brother? How are you feeling after that champion-like performance? Because I think what we showed in that game was the I'm not going to go down kind of mentality. They never say die spirit. They, never losing hope spirit. And I think that's the kind of mentality, that's the kind of, comeback we want to see from our team. But what are your thoughts with, how we reacted to going one go down, also not getting key decisions going in our favor, how we kept our head up high and face the challenges, head on? What are your thoughts, bro?
Man, look, Akpos, I'll jump into it real quick. If this was Liverpool who had beaten Newcastle in this manner, it'd be like, well, that's what champions do, right? That's what you'd hear in the media. And if you think about it, with the pressure, Liverpool stumbling, previous seasons, we would have mimicked it. So think about it. Anytime Liverpool dropped points last season, right, and we had the opportunity to claw some back, what happened? Every time, you know what we did? We mimicked. We either drew or we ended up losing just like them. But this game, guys, a big up BX Gunner. This game right now, we went in to our bogey team at our bogey ground, and for 35 to 40 minutes, we kicked the living daylights out of them in the first half. Like it was, I mean, Eze was all over him, man. It was horrible. Trossard hits the bar. I mean, even Gyökeres getting manhandled here and there. They had no answer for us. I mean, I didn't see Tonali. I didn't see their I barely saw their midfield. Their apparently hectic midfield. I barely saw it. It was a kind of game that we were all looking for. And then, when Nick Pope had, summoned his internal Gianluigi, his Buffon, right? If it wasn't for that, this game could have been blown out. I mean, that first shot from Eze, 4 minutes, 3 minutes in, 4 minutes, something like that. That's Nick Pope at full stretch. That was a good hit. After that, I mean, second half, there was a volley. We had Trossard hit the post. We had a lot of opportunities here. And look, it was refreshing. It was good to see an attacking Arsenal taking it to a team like Newcastle that needed the 3 points as bad as we did. And as an Arsenal fan, that's refreshing. That's I want to see more of that. Don't get me wrong, another scoreline doesn't really reflect how we came into that game and how we played that game. But if you watch the game, you'll see that there was no shadow of a doubt that if Newcastle came out even with a point, it wasn't deserved. It really wasn't. It was a one-sided game all day. They just sat back and got scared, and they couldn't do anything. They literally couldn't do anything. They got lucky on a header because Gabriel, unfortunately, was a bit weak in the box. But I'm happy with that, man. 2 points is the gap. 2 points, man. That's what I wanted. That's what I needed. That's what I wanted.
You're spot on, bro. You're spot on. And for me, this game holds a lot of significance because, in recent times, we've gone to St. James's Park and we've struggled massively. I think in our last 3 visits to St. James Park, we've not been able to get a goal. And that speaks testament of what a lot of us were expecting from this team. And to concede 1 goal like that and come back from behind to score 2 goals late on into the game and grab all 3 points, I think that makes it even sweeter and that makes the result even juicier for a lot of us Arsenal fans. And, I look at the first half performance and I was asking myself, how on earth are we not 2 to 3 goals up? Because you talked about the massive saves from Nick Pope and how he kept, inside in the game for the most of the first half. Because I look at those saves that he made to deny us the shots from Leandro Trossard hitting the woodwork, and I'm looking at it on a different day. That could be easily 2 to 3-0 up for the Arsenal with how we performed in the first half. And for me, it was a joy to watch the way we were attacking. I think the first half was a free-flowing attacking Arsenal side, and we saw the midfield very much different from what we have seen in recent time when we had a creator in the number 10 position in Eberechi Eze trying to dictate the play, trying to make things happen, also getting into dangerous position to hit shots. I think I loved what I saw from the midfield. I loved what I saw from the Arsenal team. And when we came out, 1 goal shy of Newcastle in the first half, I was not really upset. And I was saying, we are in this game. I was saying, we have the opportunity. We are showing we are showing what I think I like to see. And I was expecting us, to go into the second half and score goals. And that was what we eventually did. And, I want to mention Eze and the role in playing in this game, because I think this is one of the issues a lot of us have been saying with respect to the manager's selection, and credit to the manager for bringing in a number 10 in this game, because we know how we have struggled to break this Newcastle team, to carve them open in recent time, and we've not scored in the last 3 meetings with them at St. James's Park. And if you look at the record, they are one of the teams that have a very solid defensive unit. And we saw how tight they were playing against us. We saw how, they were very conservative in their approach to the game. And their defense was rock solid. They were getting away with fouls and all of that. But I think having that creator in Eze gave us that edge in the midfield. I think Eze is a player who has got the eye for pass. Look at that, the beautiful ball he puts in for Bukayo Saka that almost resulted in the penalty. Yeah. I think that was a clear penalty. We'll get to the VAR drama, the VAR controversy and all of that. But I loved what I saw from the midfield. I loved having a creator in Eze in that midfield, and that gave us a lot of edge in that midfield battle. You talked about, how their midfield, this is a very solid Newcastle midfield of Sandro Tonali, of Bruno Guimaraes, and Joan Linton. These are players who have played together and they have very strong understanding. But we saw that they struggled to contain us in the midfield battle in that first half. And I want to, big up the manager for getting his midfield selection right. But what are your thoughts about the midfield, bro? What are your thoughts about what you saw from this Arsenal midfield against a very strong and solid Newcastle midfield?
Dude, honestly, I think this was a good setup, a really good setup. I really couldn't have asked for much more. I mean, I asked for Odegaard and Eze to go side by side. That's just like a dream attacking style midfield. But Declan Rice and Eze, let's be honest, Eze gets to play the 10, and Eze was giving Nick Pope dramas. He was giving everyone dramas, actually. Even Declan Rice looked good with Eze beside him. And it's always good to have number 10. Yeah, right. He had a good game. And you'd see that even for Moreno if he plays next to Eze, because he's an 8, right? And if he's got his 10 beside him, even he'd look half decent. I think the midfield selection was perfect. Every single person did their job. And that's all we've ever wanted, because the issue you have with midfield selection, right? An issue you're always going to have with midfield selection is getting the right guys together. Now, the basic fundamentals are 6, 8, and a 10 if you're going to play 3 in the mid. But it's that right 10, the right 8, and the right 6. And you know what? It's perfect. It was absolutely perfect. Tonali, who? Joe Linton, what? Guimaraes, what? Didn't see any of them. Did not see any of them. How many shots on goal did Newcastle have exactly? I didn't even check the stats. I didn't even check the stats. But I'm gonna have a look at those stats. Fuck this shit. Let me just look at those stats. I need to know. I mean, because I was thinking to myself after watching the game, I was like, how close was it really? Because when I'm watching it, I mean, look, I don't want to be biased, but when I'm watching it and I'm trying not to be biased, it was hard because I looked at Newcastle. I said, there's not much happening here. There's fuck all happening here. Like, look, 8 shots, 3 on target, 1 big chance, and that's the one they scored with. Like, that in itself says a lot. If you look at the XG, Arsenal were at 2.04 and fucking Newcastle were at 0.6. You want to know what the possession stats were? 63.4 Arsenal, 36.6 Newcastle. If that doesn't tell you what the goal is. And when and that comes down to, if you're going to get your possession, and that's going to come down to a solid midfield. Because you're not going to have all that possession with your front three. You're not going to have all that possession with an XG of 2.04 with your defenders. Right? The only way you can get an XG of 2.04 and all that possession is to have a midfield that's solid, that can hold the ball, retain it, and move it. And that's what we had. We stretched the shit out of them. We really did, man. And moving forward, I think it's great problems to have with Eze there now. Odegaard will be coming back soon. Mikel Moreno and Declan Rice fighting for the 8. I'm happy, man. The depth is fucking awesome, Akpos. It's great. It's a great and if Mikel Arteta can continue to utilize this squad, there are good things coming for Arsenal this season, in my opinion.
Sure.
Because look at the midfield we just faced. Look at the midfield we just faced. Were we, in your opinion, were we even? Were we bothered? What was there any real? I didn't really see. Like Zubamendi didn't have any trouble. Rice didn't have any trouble. I know Tonali was having some dramas. I know Guimaraes was having problems, right? But I didn't have any dramas with our midfield at all. At all. I think our midfield bossed it. I think Newcastle were probably happy to get that goal, but knew in their heart of hearts that this is not going to last forever. Like, seriously. If they had held on, I would have been surprised. Because we were all over them, bro. And our midfield bossed it. We literally took the game to them and we bossed it, man.
Massive. And this one is coming from BS Gunner. Shout out BS Gunner. And it's saying it's almost too good to believe the squad depth and the quality in the squad that Arsenal have assembled. And I want to talk about, I think this is the right platform for us to talk about the squad depth that we currently have, brother, because I think looking at the journey, looking at where we have come from and how we've seen Arsenal going into the season with pretty much 7 to 8 top players, 7 to 8 strong players, and at some point we had just an 11. At some point we had maybe 11 to 13 good players, and where we currently are right now, where you have Eze on the pitch and you have a Martin Odegaard coming into the game. And for me, Odegaard's cameo was a top fantastic performance, because when it came into the game, we switched level. I think we moved from let's say gear 3 to gear 4, in my opinion, and that was massive. I think we gave Newcastle. Can you hear me?
Down, man. Issues with your sound. It was just cutting out a little. Try again.
But bro, I hope you can hear me better now.
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
So, but I was saying we had Eze already on the pitch, and we were going for their juggler, going for to get all 3 points. And when Odegaard came into that midfield, I think it was double trouble for Newcastle in the midfield, because now we had another creative outlet, another player who could string passes and carve up their low block they were trying to play. And for me, I think this is the Martin Odegaard a lot of us want to see. This is the Odegaard a lot of us want to see, trying to control the midfield, trying to dictate the play, trying to, create opportunity and create chances. And I thought that ball to Miles Lewis Kelly, that was a fantastic pass. That was a massive pass from Odegaard, and the block from the Newcastle defender was also a top one, because I think that would have been the winning goal for us. But I think this kind of cameo from Odegaard is what we want to see, where if any player who is not even on the starting 11, you are on the bench, you are coming in and you are contributing your quarter. We also saw Mikel Merino come in and also contribute his quarter. So, and in terms of the squad depth, I think we have a very, very, very strong squad right now. And I think everything falls down to the doorstep of the manager. And how is he going to utilize it? Is he going to utilize it like he did against Newcastle for most stretch of the season? And I'm praying and hoping that he would, because I think in terms of the squad depth, in terms of the squad quality overall, I think there is no other team that is better than us right now in the division in terms of the of that squad depth and squad quality that we currently have. But what are your thoughts, brother, in terms of the quality in the squad and this comment from BS Gooner?
Well, to be honest, bro, look, BX, and I think I share your sentiments, man. And I'm pretty sure anyone that's watching this now, like, share, and subscribe. Remember, I'm pretty sure that you would pretty much think the same thing. And the only reason is because we've never had a squad we've never had a squad that was complete.
True.
Let alone a squad that's complete and it's full of depth. I mean, look, think of it this way. Since when have we ever really had an impact sub? I can't remember the last impact sub. And now I've got, I'll have Martinelli come off the bench, impact sub. I'll have Trossard come off the bench, impact sub. I have Moreno coming off the bench, impact sub. And every player coming off the bench is doing a job. Guys, don't get it twisted. Eze is maybe going to play on the left, right, when Odegaard comes back. But eventually we're going to go for an 11, and we're going to have a lot of squad depth. Now, that is what makes champions. That is what gets you all the way over the line. And I'll be perfectly honest with you, man. Like, I can't fault any one of these players. Like, and Keaton right there, I love that comment. That comment, I just saw it, and I honestly, yes, tell me about it. And it's been a while, and it's been quite a while since he's looked that good. But damn, did he look good in this game? Can you imagine an Eze, Odegaard, and a Zubimendi midfield with Rice and Moreno coming on for shits and giggles? Like, seriously.
Bro, whilst you were saying that with your eyes closed, look at the comments coming from Keaton again. Look at the next one.
Oh, fuck, my guy. That's fucking, bro. That's the one, man. Like, you know what I mean? If that doesn't scream attack, that's just, look, I know Liverpool have got a decent midfield, but fuck me dead have we got depth. We're missing an 11. Literally missing an 11. That's it. An 11. Kai Havertz comes back, got depth for a 9. I've got Moreno who can play a 9. I've got Noni on the right-hand side. I've got Saka on the right-hand side. I've got Mikel Moreno and Declan Rice that can both play 8, and Declan Rice that can play 6. I've got Norgard, who's a fucking out-and-out 6. I've got Eze and Odegaard that both play a 10. Oh, man. Even the goalkeeper, Kepa, is a decent backup. What more could I want? I can't ask for much more. Just give me my 11, man. Because you give me that 11. You give me that 11, and man, Liverpool got problems. The Premier League got problems. Like, I know it's like, you're 2 points behind and you haven't looked the best. I know, but we're only 2 points behind. And we did this to ourselves. We literally did this to ourselves. And right now, after this game, going to Newcastle, a tough place to go. St. James's Park has always been for Arsenal. We went down there, took our 3 points, and literally put the pressure back onto Liverpool. And now it's game on. If you're a Liverpool fan now, the pressure is back on you. This is not an Arsenal that you want. You don't want this version. You don't want this version chasing you. Right now, you don't want it. You don't. You want the Arsenal of old that drops points for shits and giggles. And that's, in my opinion, Akpos.
Spot on from you, brother. Spot on from you, brother. You know, I
I,
think
you can tell I'm. You can tell I'm happy. You can tell I'm a little bit happy, right?
we all happy. We all happy with the performance and the response
you.
from our team. Because you know, like you rightly pointed out, some at the very start of the show, we've seen us in similar situation, and we've also seen that the Arsenal team is not able to take advantage of situations like this. But yet again, this was a massive response from this team, and we showed grit, we showed resilience, we showed, you know, that never say die spirit, that never say die attitude, and we are hoping that we'll continue to see this from this Arsenal team for a long period of time. And talking about a long period of time, a big news coming out from the Arsenal today is William Saliba has extended his Arsenal contract up until June 2030. And I think that is massive news because yet again, our defense was also solid. And Saliba's cameo into the game also brought us more defensive solidity. And one thing I wanted to mention about Saliba on this stream before the contract extension broke this morning is how it celebrates these goals, because we've all seen footage of Saliba celebrating with his hands raised up high to the sky each time we score the goal. And you know, this is a player that wants to be here. This is a player that loves this football club. This is a player that wants to achieve great things. I'm talking about achieving great things. I think this defense that we currently have right now is a foundation for us to build even greater things. Because when I look at Saliba, I look at Gabriel, I look at the young, dynamic Mosquera, who has been a revelation of a signing, who has been a beast. A lot of people want to, you know, point out his mistake, but that is still a very young defender who is still growing. Yeah. I look at that defense, and all around it gives me joy. And to have, you know, this defensive partnership commit their future to this football club for the next 4 or 5 years, I think that is big for us. That is, you know, a big welcome news also. And what are your thoughts about this defensive partnership that we currently have? Gabriel, Saliba, Mosquera. I would also love us to talk about Timber, because I think Timber has been Mr. Consistent for us in the last 2 seasons. But what are your thoughts about Saliba, the new contract, and also the partnership with Gabriel Magalhaes?
Bro, it's awesome. You know what's the best thing about it? Our best players aren't looking to leave. Hey, there ain't no Trent Alexander-Arnold happening here with Saliba. You know, and one of the boys there, Kitten, just said right now, Saliba is proper Arsenal. Big up Tyrell Gunner. Thank you for joining us. Big up. Yes, he is proper Arsenal. Yes, 100% he's proper Arsenal, because he comes out and said, Real Madrid, Barcelona, don't care, not phased. I'm here to stay. And that screams that he's part of this team. That screams that he's very happy, if not overjoyed, being part of this process, being part of this club. And that, honestly, is a breath of fresh air. And that's a statement. That's a statement to the other clubs that are out there right now thinking, oh, we'll go shopping at Arsenal. Yeah, come over. Because Mosquera is here now. And everyone's looking, oh, what Mosquera? He comes in, he's young, this and that. And what does he show? His quality. Real Madrid's just doing this right now, going, oh, for fuck's sake. We wanted Saliba, now they got Mosquera. We can't lose any of these guys. We can't get any of these guys. Gabriel and Saliba are the best centre-back pairing in the Premier League, bar none. Bar none. And would be up there as probably the best centre-back pairing in the world at the moment. It would be up there with the best. Now, with Mosquera coming in as depth, and then when you've got Yuri and Timber on the right, you want to talk back four? We've got in my opinion, we've got one of the best back fours in the world. Yuri and Timber on the right-hand side is horrible. Man, he's chopping players, and defensively, like people talk about Reece James, and they talk about him being the best right back. Now, let me look. The best ability is availability, right? That's the first thing. Reece James is available now, probably gone tomorrow, right? He's like a sale on Volkswagen, you know? And the thing is, I look at Reece James going forward, maybe just a little bit better than Timber. Just a little bit. But going back, forget about it. Jurrien Timber's that right back that could end up in the final third and end up in his own third that quick and make a tackle. And there's another guy that's not getting much chit chat and talk about right now, but the resurgence of Calafiori. Now I know he got a yellow. But I'm liking what I'm seeing from Calafiori this season because I saw smidgens of it at the start of last. Now, when we look at our defense, when we look at our goalkeeper, we look at our capabilities. I'm not phased going forward. I'm not phased by just pressing the shit out of teams because I know my defensive line will hold. Now, this is the best defensive line that I've seen at Arsenal for years. I haven't seen a defensive back four pairing this good since 05, 06. I haven't seen it this good. I'm not worried when teams come at us at all. And I'm pretty sure, I don't know how you guys feel in the chat. I don't know how you guys feel about it in the chat. But in my opinion, this back four right now, each and every single one of these players would end up, right, in a Manchester City team or a Liverpool team right now. Like, apart from Virgil van Dijk at Liverpool, Big Verge, every one of our players gets into the back line. At Manchester City, just take the whole back four, chuck it in the bin, and put our back four in there because it's a better back four. Let's just be honest. Don't even talk about it at Chelsea. Let's not even go there, right? And we can include our back four and goalkeeper at Manchester City. Our goalkeeper, Raya, and Alisson. Now, I'll say Alisson's just a smidgen better than Raya. A smidgen. But that's where I want to be, bro. I'm honestly, fuck me dead, this back four. And Timber, I remember the first time I saw him. I remember I was in the chat back in the day, in that chat that I'm not in anymore, right? And I said, fucking, that's my number two. That's my number two. Even when he got injured, that's my number two. Swear, man, that's my number two. That's my number two all fucking day. He's gun, bro. Gun.
Bro, I think Timber for me, it ended the Timber White debate. I think White, a fantastic player also. And we've all seen that, synergy he has got with Bukayo Saka and Martin Odegaard on the right. But what Timber has done in terms of his consistency, in terms of his availability, in terms of how solid he is, defensively, because I think Timber is one of the best 1v1 defenders out there in the whole of the Premier League. I think 1v1 Timber holds his own. I think if you want to check out there all the games he has played, there are only very few instances you would see a player come out on top against Timber in a 1v1 situation. So I think Timber for me has been a very consistent performer in this Arsenal unit, a very consistent performer in this Arsenal defense. And for me, we also still have Iñero Incapi, who is not yet, showcase what he can really do. And that is also another very aggressive player. Another player who I think, in my opinion, will give Ricardo Calafiori and Miles Lewis Kelly a run for their money also in the left back position. So I think we better watch out for what Incapi can also bring to this Arsenal defense. But I think big news coming out today with Saliba, extending his contract with Arsenal, and Arsenal also securing yet again another one of our best players. And I think I saw a comment, I don't know who dropped this one, saying, I think, it's from Sachs. Sachs said he thought Saliba would leave, but he's staying. I think when Real Madrid comes for you, we all know that Real Madrid is the best club in the world. When Real Madrid comes for you, it is very difficult to say no. And for me, at some point, I was just like a little bit like you, Sachs. I thought just maybe they will be able to turn his head a little bit, and also with the fresh contingent also playing at Real Madrid, I thought maybe these guys might be getting into Saliba's ear each time they go for the international break and all of that. But a big credit to Arsenal. And also, I want to give a big shout out to Andrea Beta for the fantastic job he has done so far in just one window. Yes, big up to Edu too. I think Edu has laid the foundation, and Andrea Beta has taken us to yet another level with what he has done in one transfer window. And also, not just the players coming in the door now. It's Arsenal also securing our best player, Gabriel Saliba, new contract. Gabriel Magalhaes, new contract. William Saliba, new contract. The big one also, Saka on is also coming very close, according to the reports by the guys like and of Arsenal and all that and X. They are saying Saka is also, close to signing a new contract. So shout out to Andrea Beta, who I think has been a massive revelation with the work he has done so far. And I hope that this would just be the start with what he can bring to this Arsenal team. This would also just be the start for us. But what are your thoughts, bro, about Andrea Beta and how he has cooked so far in the transfer window and getting our top players to extend their contract at Arsenal?
Look, I'll be honest with you. I mean, when you start a new job, right? You want to make a good impression.
Yeah.
You want to make good. It's like, I'm the guy for the job. Trust me. Watch this. Me dead Bert has come out and said, "You want to see what I can do? You want to see what I can do?" Like shit. He wanted a number 10. He went out there and got one of the best number 10s available in the Prem. He was the one who said we needed a number 10, not Mikel, and we got one. And did we get one? Oh, we didn't muck around. No, we got the one that pretty much everybody. Eze gets into Spurs team. He gets into a Man United team. He'd even somewhat fight into a position at Chelsea and Manchester City, in my opinion. And we went and got him. It wasn't a problem. Gyökeres, on form, winning awards, goals scored, the best possible solution to our striker issue that was available at the time, and we got him. No drama. Mosquera, who knew? He knew. Come on now.
Massive. And bro, massive. If I would just throw this out there with respect to Mosquera, Real Madrid also wanted him, but with Beta, we took him away.
Yeah, big time. And look, this comment, 100%. Process, progress, done. Now it's time for success for this team. Big up to Berta. His work has been brilliant. Couldn't have said it better myself. Look, no excuses. No excuses. Mikel Arteta's got a complete squad. The only thing he's missing is an out-and-out 11, but you can't have it all. You can't. Now, who knows what happens in January? We don't know. If go out there and get ourselves an 11, we lose one player to get another, by all means. Could happen. That'd be great. But at the same time, with this squad, you can't tell me right now that we can't get a result. Berta has really done a great job at Arsenal. And I think in regards to his relationship with Mikel Arteta, Mikel better be very happy having a person like Berta available at Arsenal. Because right now, the kind of recruitment and the deals that we're making, they're perfect. They're spot on. Contracts being signed, done, sealed, signed, delivered early. Our key players are not looking to leave, looking to stay. Last season, we were talking about Saliba leaving. Remember?
Yeah.
We thought, he's gone. This season, I'm ready to sign till 2040. I don't want to go anywhere. I'm not going. I'm not done, he says. Saka doesn't want to go anywhere. No player wants to leave Arsenal right now. Not this Arsenal. So, look, I'm very happy with Berta. All I can hope for is much of the same moving forward. The same animosity, the same grit, the same, I'm going to get us the best deal for the best player. That is it. That's what I want from Berta, and that's what I'm getting. And more of that, please, more of the same. I don't want him to go anywhere.
Bro, I think I saw something very interesting. I would just like to put this one up there. It's coming from Paul King saying it was not Gabriel that rescued Arsenal. It was the biased referee that handed Arsenal the win. Bro,
handed us the win. He handed us the win.
Interesting take.
I've got Gyökeres getting friggin' manhandled by his face. Right? No drama, right? Don't even start with the Martinelli one. Do we go there? Should we go there? No, we won't go there. How about we don't even talk about Nick Pope taking out Gyökeres when everybody in the football world, in the community, is saying that is a penalty all day, and it's supposed to be free. It's supposed to be an obvious, like it's supposed to be an obvious fucking like when VAR come in, they're supposed to be looking at things. It's got to be clear and obvious, right? Clear and obvious to me only takes me, 30 seconds, 20 seconds to look at. Clear and obvious, 20 seconds, 10 seconds, 5 seconds. It was clear and obvious to everybody around the world that saw that was a penalty. I saw it as a penalty, right? But no, we're going to take 15, 20 minutes looking at something and fish for not to give it, to not give a penalty. So the way I see it, right, is that nowadays, if that's going to be a rule, right? If that's going to be a rule, then there's no tiki-taka football allowed anymore. Because if you play tiki-taka, right, I can take you out. I can take you out. I can take you out. Nick Pope just touched the ball, just barely touched the ball. Didn't put enough on the ball to deflect it to an angle where it was going to be out of Gyökeres' path. That's a fact. If Gyökeres continued on his run after Nick Pope touched that ball with his pinky, right, he would have collected the ball and put it in the back of the net. And Pope knew that. So he touched the ball and took the player, but he needs to put more on the ball. The ball needed to go on an angle towards the sideline or towards the fucking corner flag. Then I'd say, okay, maybe. But it didn't deflect in that manner. Gyökeres would have got onto the ball and put it into an open net. And that's a fact. That is a fact. Go back and watch it. That's a fact. So, look, we've seen these penalties given before, but not for Arsenal. It's all good. It's all good. Had the referee on your side at Newcastle, had the referee on their side? No, not really. I think the referee in that game was fucking abysmal. He lost control of that game. Completely lost control. And that's the reason why the game went all over the place. But don't get it twisted. I know you're a Newcastle fan, and you know what? I've got a soft spot for Newcastle. Always have. Alan Shearer, Les Ferdinand those days, Ginola. I've got a soft spot. But let me tell you something. Let's not get deluded. Come on now. Let's not fuck around now. Let's be serious about this shit. And look, again, please, if you haven't hit the like, hit the likes. Hit the likes on the Football Talk Shop. Hit the likes on the Aussie Gooner. Come on, smack the likes, man. Smack the likes. Come on. Let's get this out there. Let's get it out there.
Well, bro, I kind of disagree with how well you answered this comment. Coming from Paul King. I hope that he's satisfied with your answer. If he wants to throw more light, come on, King. Drop your comments on the comment section. But I think Steve put the nail on the coffin with respect to the ref handing Arsenal the game or not. I think the referee, like Steve rightly said, lost control of the game, because I think there were a couple of fouls in the first half where I thought that he could have booked someone and showed these guys that, okay, this is my game, this is my show, I'm taking control of this game. If you want to tackle hard and make fouls like this, I will book you, I'll get you carded for it. So I think the referee totally lost the game, and I think this is also takes us to the big question, and it is not just the Arsenal game for me. We've seen poor officiating across the board happening in the Premier League, and it goes back to say, how can we say this is the best league in the world where we have the poorest officiating amongst all the top leagues in Europe? So I think the officiating in the Premier League is the poorest if we want to compare. If you go to the Spanish La Liga, you don't have the same amount of errors, the same amount of mistakes happening from referees who have VAR that is supposed to be assisting them, but instead they are even making things even far worse. Even now with technology that's supposed to be coming to their aid. So I think this is I think a lot of us have gotten even tired of talking about the quality of officiating, the quality of refereeing in the Premier League. And I think this is something that kills games week in, week out. And I think the Premier League should be in a crisis situation with how they address this officiating and the refereeing, because I think the league is currently in a crisis with respect to the quality of officiating that we see across board. We watch Champions League game, we see referees, taking control of game and calling a spade a spade. But we come to the Premier League and we see it happen week in, week out. This was week 6. When it gets to week 7, we will also see incidents like this happening when you have ref clear calls and ref making base mistakes. But what are your thoughts with respect to the Gyökeres and Nick Pope situation? Do you think it was a clear penalty or it was not a clear penalty? In my opinion, I think that is a penalty every day of the week, and the referee got it wrong there. But let me, Steve, I think you can take this one coming from Keaton. I don't know, I've not read it yet, but let's see what this one says.
Look, that's fair. That is fair, because he was smart. He planted his knee because he knew he wasn't going to get enough on the ball. So he planted his knee. Now, that we could call it obstruction almost. We could literally call it obstruction. So, look, it's a clear penalty. Keaton, it's 100%. But the thing is, my problem I have is that, okay, this time we're affected. We've been affected a lot. And I know I don't usually scream about VAR and referees. And everyone on YouTube knows me. I don't care about referees and VAR. I don't use those excuses. But this isn't an excuse. This is not just Arsenal. Look, forget Arsenal. Let's talk Newcastle. Let's talk. Look where Newcastle is right now, right? Next week, I don't know who they're playing next week. I've got no idea. But let's say the same situation happens to Newcastle and they don't get a penalty. They'd be in uproar. And they drop further down the table. Those 3 points that have been dropped now by Newcastle were just as important to Newcastle as they were to Arsenal. Now, the problem we have is if we keep having officiating like this, it's going to affect teams in different ways. This could be promotion, relegation, and I'm telling you now, it needs to be sorted. That's just it's abysmal refereeing. It's abysmal from VAR, and I think they get away with it way too much. And for this being the best league in the world, allegedly, right? And I believe it is because it's the league I like and I enjoy and I've been watching since 92. To have the worst officiating of all the leagues all around the world, and hence the reason why English referees do not get called into the World Cup, it stands to reason why people are going to be upset when it comes to game in, game out, when you have teams like Newcastle that are trying to get 3 points, Arsenal that need their 3 points, and we've been ripped off plenty of times. Seasons, it's cost us titles. We can't have this anymore. We really can't. When a player looks a bit suspicious, i.e. Xhaka with yellow cards, he got investigated. Why is there no investigation in regards to referees up until this massive uproar and Mikel Arteta has to make so much noise in order to get one sacked? Come on. I think it doesn't need to come to that. I think they need to be reprimanded when they make calls like this. This is a joke because everybody could see it. Referees have looked at it and said, with pundits, and said it's a clear and obvious foul. If that was outside of the box, if that was in the midfield, that would be a foul. That would be a free kick. So if that's a free kick or a foul outside the box, then what is it inside the box? It's simple. It doesn't take a genius, right? Look, I'm not getting it twisted. I just don't want other teams affected like we are. I want it to be an even keel. I don't want the league won and lost on VAR and referees. I want it to be won by the best footballing team. That's it. I don't want to lose because some stupid referee can't pick that that's a penalty.
Exactly, bro. You're calling a spade, in my opinion, and I think BS Gunner agrees with you that that's a penalty. But I think there's also another talking point that has also caused a lot of debate out there.
Yeah.
The handball situation on our end. A lot of people are saying that is supposed to be a penalty, but for me, I think when it happened, firstly, in my head, I was like, please, this should not be a penalty. And when I saw the replay overtime, I saw that the ball actually ricocheted from Gabriel's shin up onto his hand. And we know what the rule says. If it comes off the body and hits the arm, it's not a penalty. And I think some opposition fans has also, ran with that big talking point from the game. And they have said that's a penalty that should have gone to Newcastle. But what are your thoughts? Do you agree with, my school of thought and my opinion with respect to how I analyze the situation, that that's not a penalty if the ball comes off the body and goes to the arm? I think that's what the rule says. But do you agree with the decision from the referee, or Newcastle should have gotten a penalty there, in your opinion?
I agree with the ref because at the end of the day, it's come off his body. He can't control where it's going to deflect to. He can't.
Exactly.
So if I can't have the ball come off my shin or my knee and know that it's going to hit me in the shoulder or my arm, especially when it's coming at speed. So unless it was shot, a tackle, completely missed a tackle, my arm's in the air and then it hits my arm, different story. Fair enough, Pen. But if I've gone in and I've made contact with the ball, with the legal part of my body, only for the ball to then come off the legal part of my body and hit my arm, I'm sorry. How can that be a penalty? How? That isn't, even if that was in the midfield or in the finals or just outside the box, it wouldn't even be a free kick. It would be nothing because it's come off another body part. Look, let's not reach. Newcastle need to look at themselves. Forget about this game against Arsenal. Explain to me what your season's been like so far. Explain that problem. Explain that. Don't worry about this game at Arsenal. This was going to happen. We are the better team. The stats will tell you that. The XG will tell you that. The midfield will tell you that. I will fucking tell you that. It's simple. You guys were shit. Shit. You guys got lucky on a corner because Gabriel was fucking weak. He drops in his own box looking for what? A free kick? Come on, man. You're better than that. You got to be better than that. We were the better team. We were the stronger team. You're looking for a fake penalty? By all means, go for it. There's plenty of other times in that game where cards could have been handed, where penalties could have been given. They weren't. The referee, in my opinion, was abysmal. But in that call, that was straight. That was a clear call. You can't expect that. Come on. Look, in the comments, guys in the comments, let's be straight. Let's be honest. Newcastle fan, Liverpool fan, Man United fan, anyone watching this, tell me now, if a defender comes in, makes a tackle, ball comes off his shin or his knee in that tackle, so he's pretty much stopped the attack, only for that then to go and hit his hand, do you agree that that's a penalty? Come on now. I don't think so. I do not believe so. I'm sorry. I don't believe so. But look, convince me. If you're in the chat, convince me it's a pen. Convince me it's a pen. I'm more than happy to discuss it. Happy to.
I think that was a very honest one from you, brother, and I hope that we'll have this conversation. If you're having a rewatch later and you think that's a penalty, do us a favor by leaving us a comment, and we will definitely respond to the comment. And if you've not liked the stream already, wherever you're watching from, either on the Aussie Gooner channel or on the Football Talkshop, please leave this fantastic stream a like. And if you've not subscribed, please press the subscribe button and turn on the notification button. But talking about the goal we conceded, I think that was a fault from Gabriel. Gabriel is a big lad, is a massive guy. I think he should have done so much better. He should have, held his own and stood his ground. And I think there's no way Walter Maid would have been able to, put the ball in the back of the net if Gabriel, as head, is, held his position strong. And I want to talk about how he responded after making the mistakes, because we've seen it happen time after time where players make mistakes in games and their head drops and they are not able to get back into the game. And from then onwards, it's one mistake to another, and they might even get substituted out of the game. But we saw Gabriel makes a mistake that leads to a goal, and afterwards, I thought it was in the head of the Newcastle striker. It was pulling strings. It was controlling the defense, marshalling the defense, making vital blocks. And when we needed him on the other end, we needed someone to step up. He turned from villain to hero, in my opinion. And that, for me, is a testament of Gabriel's mentality and his leadership quality in this Arsenal team. I think Gabriel is a mentality monster, and is also one player we can turn on. We can turn our attention to when the ships are down for motivation, for leadership, because this is what you want from your top player. This is what you want from one of your senior players. When the team is in a difficult situation, they are, stepping up to the plate, and they are also making sure that they control things. And for me, I think we need more players to step up and follow suit to what Gabriel is doing. We know the likes of Saka is doing it. Mikel Merino now is also, contributing his quarter and all of that. But we need to see players taking this leadership responsibility and stepping up to the plate. But what are your thoughts with how Gabriel bounced back and picked himself from rock bottom and became the hero of this movie and the hero of this song eventually? What are your thoughts, Steve?
Look, he's made his mistake, but we all know Gabriel, what kind of a person he is. I mean, this is the kind of guy that's screaming and yelling when he makes a tackle. I think in his own mind, he would have been disappointed and probably got back up again, pissed off with himself. Not down. I don't want to see players get down, I'm down. No, I want players to be upset with themselves, just like it used to be back in the day. You're upset with yourself, and now you got something to prove. So now you come out and you're a monster. Now you come out and you're going to be harsh. You're going to be like, I can't believe what I've done, but you know what? I'm going to make sure that people can't believe what I'm going to do next. And for him to come, look, let's be honest. When it comes to a set piece, the most dangerous player, right, in a set piece, bar none, is Gabriel. In a set piece. There isn't a defender out there. Sorry, as a defender, there isn't a defender out there that is more dangerous, right, in a set piece offensively than Gabriel Magalhaes in the world, in my opinion. That's a guy that if there's a corner and he's in the box, chances are he's going to get his head to it. If he gets his head to it, I hate to say it, it's probably going to end up in the back of the net because that's what he does. Stop him. Everyone knows what he does. Like, right? This is not news. Newcastle would have known that this guy is dangerous in the air, right? So they would have been working defensively and how to stop him. How'd that work out? Didn't work out good.
Cool story.
And every other team, exactly right. Cool story, right? Every other team that's tried it and said, we'll stop him. How'd that work out? Didn't work out. So I think with Gabriel, he's like, you know what? I effed up, but I want to make sure that people are going to know that I'm here and I'm going to make an impact. And I like the fact that he picked back up again. And for him to wear the captain's armband instead of Martin Odegaard from time to time, I like that. I like a defender sometimes to hold that armband. He's a kind of player that you can see leads by example. We're down, get the fuck up. I fucked up, we'll get it back. And that's the same for Declan Rice. I've got to give Declan Rice credit. When Mikel Moreno scored that goal and went off celebrating like Martinelli, he pulled him back up and said, let's go. Got to go again. Martinelli last time was celebrating for 25 minutes trying to show off. Rice grabs him. Okay, all good. Let's fucking go. We got time. And you know what? Hindsight's a wonderful thing, right? He was right to do it because Moreno's probably thinking, fuck, lucky we didn't celebrate for any longer. But yeah, look, back onto topic. Yeah, Gabriel, to be honest, to pick himself back up like that was great because in the back four, he is the leader. So he needs to lead by example. I fucked up, I'm back on. If you fuck up, you get back on again. That's the way it works. BX,
Spot on, bro. And talking about Declan Rice, I thought he had a fantastic game because I think there was one moment where we needed somebody to track back. I think it was against Murphy, the Newcastle winger. I think it was a counter attack situation. We needed somebody to track back, and Declan Rice was there. That block, in my opinion, I think it was vital. Was a vital block from Declan Rice, and that's also. And we talked about this game and on your channel before leading to the game, and I was talking about how I think Declan Rice needs to start in this game because we needed legs in that midfield. And Declan Rice also showed us, his engine with his recovery from, offensive situation, moved back into a defensive situation and made that vital block to deny Newcastle. I think that is one of the reasons why a lot of us want to see Declan Rice also in that midfield. And is also putting in crosses that gives us goal scoring opportunities. So I think Declan Rice, he had a very good game, in my opinion, and I hope that he would continue to build on that performance because I think that was a fantastic performance from Declan Rice and the whole of the Arsenal team, in my opinion. But what are your thoughts about the manager Mikel Arteta, who has come under what I would consider fair criticism in recent times with how the team has played in some games where some section of the fan base, some section of football fans, some pundits are saying we need to see Arsenal going for the kill. We need to see Arsenal playing, like they actually want to win it. We need to see Arsenal, throwing everything at the game, trying to make 1 point turn into 3. And in this game, I think the manager actually listened and threw even the kitchen sink at the Newcastle team, and it paid off. Every gamble that the manager at the substitutions paid off. At some point, we were playing with one defender shot when he brought on Merino and took off Ricardo Calafiori, and everything paid off. I think in the same vein that we have criticized the manager when we've not seen the team played in the way we want to see, and which we think would have made us, win some of the games where we have dropped points so far this season. And now when he has done it, I think it is the right time for us to give him, the manager in Mikel Arteta, is well-deserved credit because I saw an Arsenal team that was, willing to do everything possible to win. And thank goodness we achieved that objective. But what are your thoughts with how the manager approached the game and the substitutions he made eventually to get us the equalizer and also get us the winning?
Look, I've got to give him credit for this game. Look, I've been one of the guys that have hammered Mikel Arteta over the last couple of weeks because I wasn't happy with what I see. The midfield was disjointed. It was pathetic. But in this game, Mikel Arteta showed that he can adapt. Mikel Arteta showed that he has got range, if you know what I mean. And range being that he can utilize his squad. The substitutes were made on time. That didn't make sense to me. Like Calafiori coming off made sense because, to be honest, he had the yellow. That's right, he had a yellow.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I said, okay, Calafiori, the usual yellow, which I'm getting over with because eventually he's going to have to sit out a game, right? Remember I said it on my channel.
Yeah,
Calafiori, relax on the yellows. But for him to take off Calafiori, bring on Moreno, I was like, what are we doing now? But did it pay off? Yes. Did he know better? Yes. Odegaard was on there as well. I mean, Declan Rice got the assist for Moreno. Odegaard, and then Odegaard got the assist for Gabriel, right? So that's correct. I'm pretty sure. So both substitutes came onto the pitch, and it was an impact straight off the bat, which is the same thing that's happened every time he's made a substitute in the last few games. But this game, because he came into this game with an attacking mindset, it was refreshing. Because to be perfectly honest, if it wasn't for luck, we would have been up 3-0 all day.
True.
And then the substitutes would have come on, it would have been 5. But I think the substitutes that Mikel Arteta made, yes, they impacted the game positively, and you got to give the man credit. Credit where credit's due. Well done. All day. Well done. And hats off for him to use that complete squad. Like, you couldn't ask for anything more than that. Actually, Sachs had a good one here. People forgetting how Bruno handled the ball as well. Yeah, 100%. 100%. But no one's talking about that. No one's going to talk about that. 100%. I saw that comment. I'm like, fuck yeah. 100% in the 94th. Yes. I saw that as well. I forgot to mention it. Thank you very much for reminding me. Big up. Big up yourself. Big up yourself, man. Because that's 100% right. But we won't talk about that. That's all right. Right? You see, again, it's not biased to Newcastle or biased to Arsenal. It's just bullshit refereeing. Today, Arsenal didn't get away with it. Arsenal got what they deserved, which is the win, right? It didn't cost us. Almost did, but didn't cost us. We're just too good quality. But tomorrow, Newcastle will face a team that won't be as good as them, that they will be controlling a game, and then they'll have poor refereeing decisions, cost them 3 points. And then they can reflect back onto this game, understanding that it could have been a lot worse. Because if we had got that Gyökeres penalty, it would have been in the back of the net. And if we had got this, anyway, can't get into that. Big up Mikel Arteta on this game, because this game showed that, yes, it can be one-dimensional, but in this game he came out going for the jugular, going for 3 points, knowing that he needed these 3 points to get closer to Liverpool and to close the gap. He has made mistakes against Liverpool and Manchester City. He needed to get those 3 points. Liverpool stumble, you got to make them pay. And that's exactly what we did. And that's how it should be for Arsenal. I want to lead by example. I want Liverpool to fuck up again for us to get our other 3 and for us to be top of the league and looking down. Because remember, they spent close to 400 million and they got their 110 million pound midfielder that nobody's talking about right now. 007 settings, the guy's missing. If that was Declan Rice, everybody would be on his back. Everybody's too busy talking about Gyökeres. Everyone talks about Gyökeres. Where are the goals? Where the fuck is your number 10? Where is he? Where's your number 10? Where's Wirtz? Because I'm watching games. I didn't even know he was playing. But Gyökeres is getting talked about like, oh, he's not scoring enough. Yeah, cool story. Where the fuck is that 110 million, 120 million pound number 10? Apparently he's world class. Yeah, cool story. If he's world class, why hasn't he hit the ground running? Huh? Where is he? He's on the pitch. But where is he, cuz? But we'll keep talking about Gyökeres not scoring enough goals. We're not going to talk about the 120 million pound dead midfielder that Liverpool have so far. For 120 million, I'm sorry, I know I'm jumping off the rails here. For 120 million, if you're coming into a team, I don't give a fuck. You don't have the courtesy of, I need to bet in. You're worth 120 million. Get on the pitch and do a job because you're that good. If you're worth 120 million, then that means you're that good. That you should be able to jump into that team, that ready-made team, and actually control it. But anyway, big up Mikel Arteta on this game. Big up those changes. Let's keep going for the next one, man. Sorry, jumping off track, but I have to say something about this fraud midfielder that Liverpool bought. Got to say it.
Exactly.
Well, I had to, man. Look, I'm sorry, man. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it.
I think we have a couple of comments that Steve would love to pull up. I think I've seen some, but I would let Steve go. We have a couple of comments, Steve.
I can't control them, but I know we've got a few.
You can't. Just mention them and I'll pull them up.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. What is this? Oh, here you go. Keaton put one up here saying similar Sanchez got sent off last week against United. Even he got a touch on the ball. Yeah, 100%. 100%. 100%. So how does this work? Explain it to me. Explain it to me like I'm a 3-year-old, right? How does it work? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand what, like, isn't it supposed to be, like, it's supposed to be transparency. It's supposed to be the same every single game. Where the fuck is the solidity when it the strength in these referees to be able to call a game the same every time? You can't tell me this referee didn't see that game, and now he's going to make a call that's completely opposite. VAR as well. Come on, man. Look, they're reaching. Look, Arsenal. Look, when Arsenal play football, unfortunately, sometimes we have to play the referee. But that's not only Arsenal. A lot of teams have to do the same thing. A lot of teams, unfortunately, have to play the referee and play their game. And it shouldn't be that way in the Premier League. It fucking shouldn't. I'm telling you, man. It's a fucking joke. But let's hope fucking it's gonna get better. That's all we can do. BX Gunner got a good one here saying credit where it's due. Hopefully it continues for everyone's sake. Yeah, man. I'm with you on that one. I'm with you on that one, bro. I'm with you on that one. 100%. Oh, yeah. Look at this. Go down. Words is flopping harder than a fish out of water. BX Gunner again, my guy. BX Gunner again. He's not fucking around, man. Not fucking around. Oh, man. Look, I'll be honest with you. I'm so happy right now that we didn't go out there and sign a player like him right now. Because I'll be honest with you, Liverpool are trying to play down the middle of the park, and it's just not working. It's not. Their wingers are completely 100% fucking starved. No overlapping runs and no link up, no offering from the midfield. Hence the reason why Salah's thinking. Hence the reason why Gakpo's thinking. But you know what? It's all good. It's all good. What I'm liking at Arsenal right now is that our wing backs know how to play with how to contribute to our wing play. And the other thing that I love is our midfielders know where to be in regards to our wingers and our number 10. Big up, my guy.
Big up, Brian.
my guy. Oh, here we go. What's Mr. Oh, what we got here, bro? The commentator over in the States was saying the VAR official was doing everything they can to get Gillett to change his mind over the ban on Sunday. The more he refused, the more they fought back. It looked that way. It so looked that way. Like, look, you know what? VAR for me stands for very awful refereeing. It always has, it always will. I think VAR in the English Premier League is another way of screwing teams. And even in America, they can see it. And everyone around the world can see it. And the other day they tried to fuck up Arsenal. But they have fucked us before. But they tried to. But they didn't succeed. All I got to say is that one day Newcastle will be on the same situation and they're going to feel hard done by, and hopefully they can see it across the line. Because if they don't, they're going to be screaming out about VAR. They will be 100% all day, and the referees. But yeah, Arsene Wenger said it. Arsene Wenger said it back in the day. George Graham said it. Referees don't like us. People don't like us. But you know what? I don't need people to like us. I just want to win the Prem. Just want to win the Prem. That's all I want.
Exactly. Let's just win. And I think you will like this one. You'll like this one, Steve.
Oh, fuck my guy. Oh my God. Explain that one to me, Sax. Explain that one to how the fuck didn't he make the bench? Look, unless he's injured or something. Hopefully he's not.
Yeah. I noticed it. Yeah.
I hope he hasn't pulled up lame or something like that and he's not injured. But if it isn't for that, I don't know why. Because to be honest, dude, Ethan is fucking Ethan's gold. He's gonna be someone, man. He's gonna be a player to watch out for. I know Saka, everyone looks at him, right? And I think great player. Ethan is up there. I'm telling you, Ethan is gonna get up there, but he needs game time. He needs minutes. It's hard now at Arsenal to get those minutes. It is, because there's a lot of people fighting for positions and fighting for those minutes in said positions. But you know what? Hopefully he gets his opportunity and he gets a few more minutes for Arsenal. Hopefully he's not injured. But if he is, it's completely understandable. Yeah. I mean, that guy, man, fuck me. When he gets on the pitch, you don't know what he's going to do. Him and Dowman, fuck me dead. Dowman, shit. That kid, forget about it, man. Him on the wing, dude. You saw what he was doing to fucking. Who was he? Who was he tearing up in the friendlies? Newcastle. Who was it?
Joel Linton.
Yeah, he fucked Joel Linton. Like, he destroyed to the point where Joel Linton had to take him down. I bet you Newcastle hope that fucking prick doesn't come back here again. Because to be perfectly honest, if he had to come onto that pitch, it would have been the same thing again. How old is he? 15 or 16?
Yeah, 15. I think it should be 15 or 16 in my opinion. Yeah,
15 or 16-year-old kid. Look at our youth, man. The Highland is fucking producing quality right now. Yeah. You know, our youth are looking good. Our starting lineup's looking good. Man, let's just get over the fucking line, win this fucking thing and be done, bro. And just be done.
It's 15.
He's fucking 15. He's fucking 15. The guy is 15 fucking years old. He's taking on grown men and making them look like fucking shit. Literally making, and not shit footballers. Joel Linton's a good player. I rate him. Him highly. In that midfield, Gumaresh, Joel Linton, and fucking Tonali, you don't need to replace anything. In comes Dowman and says, bro. In comes Dowman and says, the fuck you are. Oh, man, watch this shit. Catch me if you can. Take me out. That's all you can do, bro. Serious. But yeah, man. Yeah, look, I'm gassed at the moment because if it wasn't for the Noni Madueke injury, I'd be over the moon. Upset about that.
Yeah. And you know, bro, we talked about the quality in the squad, and this was a team that had no Ethan Nwaneri also on the bench, no Noni Madueke, no Gabriel Jesus, no Kai Havertz, and we still have that much quality on the bench. And when this guy eventually comes back, I think Mikel Arteta will have a serious one on his hands with respect to, you know, the competition for places. I think we are already seeing it brewing already in, you know, on the camp with the squad already, because we saw that urgency with which Martin Odegaard was playing. I think that also, you know, before now, we know that whether Odegaard is playing well is going to play because there is no other replacement number 10. But now there is a Berichi Eze, and if I'm Odegaard, I'm looking at my shoulders and saying, oh, this guy is coming to take my chest. It's coming to take my place. And we talked about Max Diamond. We talked about Ethan Nwaneri. These guys are also players that are knocking on the door, knocking on Mikel's door, and, you know, trying to, you know, fight for the number 10 and the left wing position. So I think Martin Odegaard has got massive competition in his hand right now, and we saw how well Noni Madueke was playing. I think that's his competition for Saka, and also competition on the left wing. And I think this competition for places we are seeing all over the that would benefit Arsenal at the end of the day, and also benefits the manager in Mikel Arteta.
Fucking all day. When you got competition like that, quality players competing for the same position, he's laughing. Because as soon as one player gets out of form, He can just replace him with another player like for like and say, thank you very much. What he brings to the table slightly different from you, but I can swap out and it won't be bad. We're not dropping off. We lost Saliba. We lost Saliba, the season's over. That's not happening anymore. It's not. Look, we lost Bukayo Saka. Noni came in. I'm not saying Noni's great. I'm not saying he's better than Saka. I'm not saying he's as good as Saka. But we had cover. He was still doing something. He was still creating opportunities, right? With Gyökeres, we've got fucking Kai Havertz. I'm not saying he's the best, but we've got cover. And that's key to success. That's key to getting over the line. And you don't want just, strength in numbers, Nottingham Forest bullshit, buy 60,000 players, one more shit than the other. No, every single player on the bench and every single player in the 11 is of quality. Exactly. Let's just call that a spade a spade. These players would get into many a team. And I'm just happy right now that we're that strong. We're the most complete squad in the Premier League. All we need is an 11. We get an 11, and boys, it's done. We get an 11, and to be honest, it's not going to be, can we? It's like we are. We just need an 11. That's what we need, big time, on the left-hand side. And then it's going to be like, boys, everybody's got a part to play. Everyone's got a position they want to play in. Show me who's the best man for the job. Go for it. Let's do it like, let's do it like friggin' Roman Empire. You know what I mean? Gladiator shit. Get in there and show me. Let's gladiator this. Best player for the job. The best, that's it. That's it. That's all we want, right? I swear, man. I swear.
Exactly. I think this one is coming from BX Gunner talking about Jesus, and he thinks Jesus could be the number 10 that we needed, and we already had one in his opinion, but it's not always available. I think availability is the biggest problem that we have with Gabriel Jesus. I think it's not his quality; it's a quality player. We know, it's not very prolific, but we know it's a player that will make things happen on the pitch. But I think the biggest issue we've had with him so far is the injuries and the availability issues. And I hope that we'll have him back on the pitch as soon as possible, and maybe find a proper club for him and move on from the player, in my opinion. But what are your thoughts to wrap it up, bro? What are your thoughts with respect to Gabriel Jesus and is the difficult times he has had in the last couple of months for Arsenal?
For sale. I need him off the payroll. Him and Zinchenko. Too expensive? Don't need them. Sorry. Surplus to requirements. Mistakes were made by purchasing them. Gabriel Jesus doesn't get on the right wing over Ethan Nwaneri or Noni Madueke or Bukayo Saka. Gabriel Jesus doesn't get into the striker's position over Gyökeres, Kai Havertz, or even fucking Mikel Moreno. Or even Eze. I'd put Eze as a striker before Gabriel Jesus. Gabriel Jesus doesn't get on the left-hand side over Eze, Leandro Trossard, or Martinelli. That's just calling it straight down the line. I'm sorry, man. Gabriel Jesus, his time at Arsenal is done. Thank you for the memories. I need him off the payroll because he's getting paid a lot of money to do nothing. Massive. Right? So I'm sorry, man. Him and Zinchenko have to go. They have to move on. Hopefully Berta can make it happen somehow, with some, with a magic touch. Jesus is gone poof. But right now, I know he's probably looking at many a player, many a deal that we've made and said, what the fuck have you guys been doing? But Gabriel Jesus' time at Arsenal's done. Anyone, I hate to say it, guys, let's be honest. Ethan, he doesn't get on the pitch. He doesn't make the bench. Ethan Nwaneri makes the bench over Jesus. Sorry. And I'm just looking now that Mr. Arsenal podcast is saying that Max Dowman is in his last year at school and he turns 16 New Year's Eve. Fuck me dead. This kid who's still at school Joe Linton. Fuck. Imagine that. You don't have to. You can actually watch it. That's the worst thing about it. This 15-year-old kid who's still at school, right? Textbooks FC, school Joel Linton. I reckon Joel Linton was probably the happiest person in the world when he noticed that, old mate is here. Because he's like, fuck, I can't have that again. The shit he would cop in the change room. But anyway. Oh, shit, I swear. Oh, that's, AFC always, you know what? Dalman is our Yamal. Could be. Fucking could be, bro. Fucking could be. All day. When fit Jesus. Oh, wait. When fit Jesus gets on that left wing over Trossard for me. You know what? Oh, look, BX, your opinion. Look, I haven't seen Jesus play football in so long. He'd have to refresh my memory how good he is. That's all it is, right?
But bro, I think I would agree with BX on this one because I've seen Jesus on the wings and it's causing all sort of problem on this day. It's causing all sort of problem running. I think all the things that we would love Martinelli to do. I think I've seen Gabriel Jesus playing on the wing, and he's showing that because he's a player who would go 1v1 against the defender and is giving the defender bins. So I think Gabriel Jesus on the left wing, I think it would do a proper job, and I think I would rather have him. I think the only area I would take Trossard over him on the left is that clinical ability. Trossard would give you more goals, but Gabriel Jesus, I think, would give you more goal scoring opportunity on the wings. But this one is coming from Bobby. Yeah. Big up the man like Bobby. Hey. Big up Bobby.
Oh, the scary / exciting thing is that we have more maxes coming through. I was saying, big up the Hayland because some of the quality that's coming out of that academy is fucking second to none. It's a good problem to have. It's a good problem to have. And to be honest, right now, I think the world is looking at Arsenal thinking, shit, they're recruiting well. And their academy is doing even better, right? Their squad is looking stronger and stronger. And hopefully is going to get stronger with our own youth academy for years to come. Because that's key to success. I mean, remember, we do spend money, 300 million to close to 300 million pounds spent this transfer window. We do spend money, but at the same time, we want to utilize our academy because, hey, look, there's some gems there. The players that we have let go, quality players that we have let go, and we've thought, decent, have struggled. But players that we're holding on to, there's a reason why we are. And I think Dalman, Ethan Wanyeri, these two players, and God knows who else.
MLS.
Oh, MLS as well, and Salmon as well. MLS is great. I think right now, as an Arsenal fan, I haven't been happier because I know the future's looking good. We can literally look at our academy and say, look, this is awesome. But yeah, I mean, look, on the Jesus thing, I think you would be a bit more clinical on that left-hand side. BX, I think you're right. I think Trossard's decent. I mean, but he'll always hit the bar or hit the post. Fuck me. Especially against Newcastle. Right. Oh, shit. Oh, yeah. BX, here we go. His wages are a huge problem. Yeah, fucking oath. He doesn't do enough for us. Oh, shit. AFC always. Jesus' knee injuries have ruined him. He's on 260K a week. Fuck. I didn't know it was that much. Oh, shit, man. I didn't know it was that much. I thought it was like 190.
I knew.
Oh, you knew. Oh,
yeah. One of our massive earners right now. Kai Havertz, Zinchenko, big salary.
265, bro. And these are the mistakes that were made. These are the mistakes that were made before Berta, and hopefully he's going to clean this shit up so we don't have this problem anymore. We don't, honestly. But look, right now, I think January is going to let us know if we're going to get an 11. But at this present time, I'm hoping and praying that Mikel Arteta continues in his fashion, continues to field a team that can attack and can move forward, continues to pick a midfield that's going to help our attackers actually get goals, create chances. And man, what more could we want, Akpos? Yeah?
One more. I think the victory over Newcastle, for me, in my opinion, I think that's a foundation, and that's something I think we can build even greater things on. And I love what I saw from the manager. I love what I saw from the team, and I hope that we would continue to have more happy days like this, and we'll continue to show more fighting spirit, more winning mentality, like we did show against Newcastle, and would be able to celebrate something together as a fan base by the end of the season. I think that is one of the one of the things I'm looking forward to. At the end of the season, I hope that we have something tangible, we have some results, we
Yeah.
have a silverware or two to celebrate together as a fan base. Whether we disagree on the manager, whether we disagree
Mm.
on playing style and all of that, but I just hope that come the end of the season, let's celebrate something together as a fan base.
Exactly. Look, the Arteta in, the Arteta out shit, I don't have time for it.
Mm.
There's no point. Okay? There's no point. Not going to happen. Instead of sitting here arguing amongst ourselves, are you an Arteta in or an Arteta out? It's childish, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here for Arsenal Football Club. I don't care about who manages my club. Who cares? Who cares, man? As long as we get trophies, as long as we're winning, I don't care. Krusty the Clown can be my manager. Get me the Prem. I don't care, bro. I really don't care. At the same time, we're all wearing the same kit. We're all wearing the same colors. I'm not going to fight amongst my Arsenal fans. Not going to fight amongst you. I mean, we can. I'll discuss football. I'll discuss what kind of midfield I expect, and I'll back it up with tangible evidence. And we agree, we disagree. But I'm not going to sit here and allow a divide because of an Arteta in, Arteta out thing. They ain't got time for that. Premier League season is going. Mikel Arteta is the manager presently. We should all want him to succeed because it's in our best interests. If he doesn't succeed, we'll deal with that at the end of the season. We'll deal with it. And we'll call him out when he fucks up, and we'll give him his props when he does well. Like I did today. He did very well. That's it. That's all I can guarantee I'll do for Mikel Arteta or any manager that comes in for Arsenal Football Club is call a spade every time. I don't have to like you. You just got to show me what you can do. That's it. Guys, I think we've lost Akpos. He's got no sound, my guy. Yeah, you got no sound, my guy. You're trying to say something, but no one can hear you. No one can hear you, my guy. There we go.
I think you can hear me now.
He muted himself,
I
ladies and
muted
gentlemen.
myself unknowingly. But like I was saying, I said at the end of the day, we all want Arsenal to succeed. And
Yeah,
for me,
of course.
I think I do not agree with the school of thought that would say the manager is always right. That would say you can't question the manager's decision. For me, I think yes, as a football fan, yes, as a football lover, as whatever name you want to call yourself, a pundit, whatever. I think fans have right, to say, oh, okay, maybe he has not done something right here. Maybe he could have done this better, because I think even the managers, as intelligent as they are, as the professional when it comes to this football, yes, they can make mistake. Yes, they can make wrong decision. And this is my opinion. So at the end of the day, let's just see Arsenal succeed. I think that's something that unites all of us. That's something we can all agree on. Let's celebrate 18 or 2 at the end of the season. And come on, you Arsenal. I think it's been a fantastic stream. 1 hour, 23 minutes on the dot. But Steve, what are your thoughts? You have it. I think you've said a lot of things on the stream. And for me, I want to big up everybody that made today's stream a success. PS Connor, AFC always. Shout out to Bobby the Man, the meat, the legend. Shout out to AFC, all Mr. Arsenal podcast. Sax, everybody who leaves us a like, everybody who subscribed to both channels, the Football Talk Shop, the Aussie Gooner. I say shout outs. I'm bowing out for me. Steve, you have the reins.
Boys, thank you very much for jumping on the stream. If you're watching it back, please don't forget, like, share, subscribe, notification bell on, right? Notification bell on. Me and my guy Akpos are working back and forth all the time. Arsenal content here and there. But look, big up everyone in the chat. Big up everyone watching this back. Arsenal fan, not Arsenal fan, doesn't matter. Thank you for jumping in on this stream. If you haven't already subscribed, please think about doing that. It'd be great. please subscribe to the Talkshop, subscribe to the Aussie Gooner, and look, notification bells on, because we're going to be out there and we're going to be bringing you more and more content, game in, game out. So look, for me, it's Uru, and I'll see you guys next time, yeah?